Hey guys, it's Isaiah Pagogo again. Do another video today. I know, right? 2 videos one day? That's insane. Alright, so in this video, I'm just going to be talking about 2 side deck cards that I think is very important. Dimensional Fissure and Soul Drain. And which one do you think is better? I'm going to be going over some things like to prove why one's better or not, or not to prove, but I'm just going to be giving the pros and cons. So, as you know, we have Fissure, which is going to remove from play any monster card that gets sent there. But if a monster card is sent to the graveyard by, like, let's say a exceeds monster's detachment, then it's going to be sent to the graveyard instead of removed from play. So, and then there's Soul Drain, where it'll negate card effects that activate in the graveyard. Now, with Dimensional Fissure, basically what you're trying to do with Dimensional Fissure and Soul Drain is that you're going to be trying to hit anything that activates in the graveyard or a deck that needs monsters in the graveyard. So, let's say you're playing, like, I know everyone's main ideas right now for this is going to be 1. Madolches, 2. Atlanteans, and then possibly 3 Dark Worlds. Those are my main 3 thoughts with this card. Now, if I were to play Dimensional Fissure, that means Madolches are not going to get their effects, Atlanteans can't get their effects because they're not going to the graveyard, and Dark Worlds won't get their effects either. Now with Soul Drain, it's basically the same thing, except the monsters are still going to the graveyard, but they're not activating. Now, I know it's going to depend on your deck, and, like, oh, well, I can't have D5 because I run, like, Call the Haunted, so I need to use Soul Drain, or I can't run, yeah, that's the only reason why you'd play Soul Drain over D5 is because you need your graveyard. So, like Monster Effects activate in the, no, not Monster Effects activate in the graveyard, you just need it because you need your monsters in the graveyard for, like, Call the Hunter or something like that. So, so I'm gonna start now with some other cards, like cards that these 2 cards affect. Or okay, so first I'll talk about how you can, like, take out these cards. The simple one is MST. My bad, MST. So if you have a set MST or someone has an MST, they can either MST the D5 or they'll MST the Soul Drain. Now, the difference between the Dimensional Fissure and the Soul Drain right here with the MST is that with Soul Drain, it's a chain. You can activate the trap on your opponent's turn, which is going to be a surprise for them. But then again, people can chain the MST, and then you're out of 1,000 life points right there. So, and with D5, it's like if it gets MST, it's like, all right, oh well. So I got MST'd. I don't lose anything really. They're just losing an MST. But with Soul Drain, you're losing 1,000 life points right there, and with so many decks at OTK, that's a little scary. Another card that I thought of when I thought of Soul Drain and DeFi is Royal Decree. Royal Decree will only stop the Soul Drain, so once again, you're out of the 1,000 life points, and now Soul Drain is going to be negated, and but DeFi would still work. So, as of right now, D5 is only going to be losing to the MST from the 2 cards we've looked at, and Soul Drain could lose to the MST and the Decree while losing the 1,000 life points. Another card I thought of was Imperial Iron Wall, but with this one, it's only really for, like, Dimensional Fissure, and I think more people are going to be side decking these cards because people are going to side deck Macrocosmos or Dimensional Fissure, and people are going to need to be able to stop those cards from removing play cards from play. So I think more people are going to side this in. And so based on this so far, we see there's MST, Decree, and Imperial Iron Wall. Now, once again, it's all in personal preference and, like, depending on your deck, but I'm just giving you, like, my evidence as to why Fissure or Soul Drain might be better than the other. And I'll give you my opinion at the end. Now I'm going to talk about what these can affect. So there's Sangan, obviously. Sorry, I don't know if this makes sense, but, like, I'm bringing up Sangan because, okay, so D-Fi, Sangan, it goes away. Soul Drain Sangan. Now, if they get rid of the Soul, like, with the D-Fi, it's gone forever, basically. But with the Soul Drain, you're basically only not allowing its effect to go off. Now, you can get rid of Soul Drain and then call the Haunted back this card. As you can see right here, you can call the Haunted back this card, and then now it's viable again. You can reuse this card. So D-Fi could be better in this situation, once again, because it's basically getting rid of the card permanently. Now, there's also Card Trooper, which is basically the same thing, and I'm bringing up Card Trooper and Sangan because I'm playing in sectors, and that's basically what I'm going to be focusing with on my channel. I mean, I will talk about other things, but yeah. Anyway, so there is Card Trooper. Once again, if you were sent to the graveyard, he would draw one card, but with Soul Drain, it would negate it. D-Fi, once again, gone forever. But like I said, Call a Haunted would bring this back, and then you can draw one when it's destroyed. So, gone forever, and it just negates it. Okay, with this one, now, Max C and D-Fi, and Max C versus Soul Drain D-Fi. Now, this one's kind of interesting for me, and also Effect Veiler, because with D-Fi, it's like, alright, I'm stopping it, like, permanently, so, like, I don't have to wait a turn for Soul Drain to be active. I can just go D-Fi, and now I'm ready to go. And, but with Soul Drain, it's like, you can, if they chain Veiler or Maxi, you can chain Soul Drain, and now these two are negated, and they just lost a card. But once again, you have to worry about MSTs and all that, and so there's always that factor. So that's all I really have to talk about with the Soul Drains and the D-Fis. Personally, I think D-Fi is depending on your deck, because if your deck needs to have Graveyard, that makes sense for you to play Soul Drain. But within sectors, at least in my case, I think Dimensional Fissure is just better because it gets rid of the cards, and you're not gonna be able to get them back that easily unless they play like Levier, and so many decks are like that have a lot of Xyz summoning are side decking Dimensional Fissure because the Xyz summons detached materials won't hit the graveyard. So I think D-Fi is just overall better. And with Soul Drain, once again, it's a 3 MST format, 3 Night Beams, 3 Twisters, 3 Dust Tornadoes, like Heavy Storm. So it's like, and there's Decrees too. So it's like, you know, this card, it's pretty easy to stop. But I do see this card being played a little more often, just because it's like it's skill drain. It's skill drain. That's all I have to say. It's skill drain, but reversed. What else do I have to say? I mean, oh, and there's also like with the D-Fi and the Soul Drain, there's also like people who need to play like Pot of Avarice or Muling Glacia, or there's even like Exodia, like even just a random deck, or no, there's Heroes. So like with what was the first one? Sorry. Oh, Pot of Avarice with Dimensional Fissure, you're gonna make them lose their monsters. They're not gonna be able to gain them back, and then they won't be able to get the draw too. With the Muling Glacier and Grand Soil, you're getting rid of the monsters instead of them just piling up in the graveyard and then waiting for your opponent to go Muling Glacier or Grand Soil, and then just have this big monster in the field with a special summon or discarding 2 cards from your hand. And then with the Heroes, it's like, okay, now the monster is removed from play, and he's not going to go Miracle Fusion, and Soul Drain doesn't hurt Heroes at all. Well, actually, it could hurt the Shining, but once again, I feel like Dimensional Fissure would be better because you're going to be getting rid of the key component, which is Alias, and with Alias gone, there's no Miracle Fusion targets, and they're not going to be able to go Hero Blast on you. So I think I'm going to wrap it up now. These were my thoughts on Soul Drain and versus Dimensional Fissure. Personally, I think Dimensional Fissure is just better right now, at least for my deck. Only in time will we see how Soul Drain does. Thanks for watching. Bye.